Hey guys, what's up? Dolby Dog here. Today I'm going to be doing a little video and an update on this demo car. So this thing's practically already fixed. Pretty simple. Really, all we had to do is replace the strut and get gears. We knew the transmission was good. We just had to get the gears all right. So what it ended up being was the shift. From the column, the shift cable from the column to the transmission itself. I'm pointing at the G because that's kind of where the transmission is. Was messed up. When I got hit really hard from that Lumino Monte Carlo, one of the two, it was a W body. This right here, this shifter cable was right over here, and it messed up all of my gears. Pretty much neutral was dry. Everything was dry, but it was very weak, very, very weak. Like it was sometimes getting it, sometimes not, and it would only move forward just like that much. It would barely move. But now that we've fixed that, now this car can move, and we place the strut, and for some reason it's still bent. This, by the way, this strut was done. Look at that, it snapped it right in half. Here's the other end. Over here it came off in two pieces. There you go. All this fluid all over the trailer is all strut fluid, but as you guys can see in there, it's pretty close to that, the rim is pretty close to that spindle. The rim is pretty close to that mount right there to the strut and the spindle. So, this tire is still on a decent angle. It's not terrible, but it's still on a decent angle. So we're probably going to end up fixing that. I don't know how yet, but we're going to end up fixing that. Also, we got to fix the tie rod, which is temporarily welded. It will be undone. The tie rod, the inner tie rod is done on this car. We got to replace that tie rod. That's only a temporary fix to just get in the tent. As you guys can see, that's where I got hit. Right on this rim, and somehow this tire is still holding air. Look at that. It's bent to crap, and this thing's still holding air. I don't even know how. It must have been really sealed in there really good. This right here is actually an old gas line sticking out because it was rubbing on the trailer so hard that it bent the gas line right out. It was all the way over here. So that's gonna have to be taken out. But this thing still runs great. Obviously, I think I started up in the aftermath video. This thing still runs good and everything, and barely has any damage. Sadly, I don't think this car can run again this year. Oh, by the way, in case you guys didn't notice in the last video, I spelled YouTube terribly wrong. YouTube. When I was just in a rush, and I just wrote down whatever. Originally, as you guys can see, I put a T there, so it was yoked. So I put a U there, Y there, thinking, oh, that's good. And then somebody said YouTube, and then I walked over, and then I noticed it was YouTube instead of YouTube. It was closer than YoitTube, but that's what happens when you're in a rush. You just, I guess, forget how to spell things. At least I do. But other than that, this car is not going to run again this year. There really isn't any other demos to run at. It's the end of September, and it's just terrible timing for this car. So this car is not going to be run again this year, although it's still got a ton of life in it, and it would be very good fall material, because you got to think people are going to run their already pre-ran cars, and then I'd be here with this already pre-ran car with barely any damage except the driver's door and the fender. So I I'm kind of mad about that, because when I go back to the Brookfield Fair next year, this thing's going to be already pre-ran. You really see the angle from here. This thing's going to be already pre-ran, and but I mean, it's not that bad, don't get me wrong. This is legit like 45 seconds worth of damage. This trunk hasn't even started to bend at all yet. I mean, you can see my notch right there, but this trunk hasn't even bent at all except right here, and that's very minor bendage. It did start to plow down. Obviously, it was pretty much no stopping it at the body anyway. It started bending down at the body. You can see the angle right here going down, which kind of really sucks, but what are you going to do? Hopefully it doesn't suck the frame down as well. Hopefully the frame might end up disconnecting, just ripping right through the floor and going up, and the body may go down, but even then, it's still going to be a pretty tough trunk. We'll have to see what happens, but so we're going to be getting this thing off the trailer pretty soon and parking in the tent, and pretty much just getting it prepared for next year, and for the winter, obviously, because that's going to be coming up pretty soon too. So, hope you guys enjoyed this little update on the Buick. It's pretty much ready to go again. I will have a final update before it gets ran again. Probably a few more videos like cold starts and stuff like that, but I'm gonna have to drain all the water out of the radiator because it's still full. But anyway, see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more updates on this Buick. There will be more coming.